about the whole idea of how our centers, being defined or undefined, impacts us in relationship. And the thing that really inspired me was this consistent thing I keep seeing in conversation with people, where they wind up like thinking one is better than the other because one is comfortable to them, right? So the people who have a defined will are annoyed by the amplification they feel from undefined wills, and they see it as something that the other person is doing to them instead of seeing it as something they're doing for them, and not that they're consciously doing, that their energy is doing. And so I think whenever we meet somebody who has the opposite definition in a center, we both bring an opportunity, because when your center amplifies my defined will center, it's amplifying whatever I'm putting out. So it shows me where I still need to do the work, right? Yeah. So when I don't like what you're putting back, part of it is for me to say, oh, what am I putting out that she's amplifying? Right? Not that I'm intentionally putting out, but what do I believe about my resources, about my worth, about, the will center is all about self-worth, and this trust and all of that lives in there. So what am I putting out that I'm not liking what I'm getting back? And if you're in a place of such having to prove yourself, that the way you're amplifying it is putting this over the top amount back. If I'm in a healthy place with my defined will, I'm going to be able to be like, oh, look she's still got this work to do that she's working on, she's trying, and it's not going to make me feel threatened or bothered, right? So whenever something bothers us, it's kind of a sign that we still have work to do, right?
Yeah, and that's a great reminder. My husband has a defined will, so now I can take that in and
right,
understand a little bit better when I see that. Yeah.
And the other way around is if you are somebody with a healthy, open will, undefined means you have maybe one hanging gate like Christy does. Open, we use that interchangeably, but technically open means no gates defined at all on there. So when you have a healthy, undefined or open will, and somebody has a still kind of toxic defined will, like strong, ego, and you can feel that and not just let it go through you and not take any identification from it, and it's not just, because what we resist persists, right? So when we push back against the energy of somebody's healing that they need to do, like, oh, don't dump your toxic stuff on me, which I get it, sometimes we're not in a strong enough place yet. But to make it be the other person's fault that they're not in a strong enough place either is not good for anybody. So I think that, it was nice to hear you say the whole, like, oh, maybe I'm showing up for you, but you're showing up for me at the same time, because we're both here to see where we still have work to do, right? So that's the beauty of the defined center and the undefined, no matter what center it is. So, and I, at the beginning, thought all the deconditioning was to be in my open centers. And